Lesson 7-1, prime and composite numbers. So we're going to start on page 326. We're just going to kind of flip it over, and we're going to discuss what prime and composite numbers are. So these are two very important vocab words that we really need to know and understand. So a prime number has exactly two factors, 1 and itself. For instance, 5. The factors of 5 are 1 and 5. No other two numbers when multiplied together will give you 5. That's it. There's no more. Now, a composite number has more than two factors. For instance, the factors of 12. Well, you can do 2 times 6 is 12. You can also do 3 times 4 is 12. But you can also do 1 times 12 is 12. So the factors of 12 are 1, because here's the 1, 2, here's the 2, 3, here's the 3, 4, here's the 4, 6, here's the 6, and 12, here's the 12. So when you're looking at what a prime number is, it's 1 and itself. It can't go any further. You can't break that number down. When you're looking at composite numbers, that can be broken down. And the reason that this is important is because as we begin our fractions, we always want to simplify our fractions. And you need to know if you can simplify it by looking if they're composite. Composite numbers can obviously be simplified because you can multiply it or divide it by a number. A prime number cannot be simplified because it's at its most basic level, because there's nothing you can divide 5 by to give you another number, because obviously the only numbers you can divide it by are 5 and 1. So let's continue on. It says, is 27 a prime number or a composite number? So we're going to use division to help us, and that's going to help us a lot when we get into fractions. So since 27 is an odd number, we know for sure that it's not divisible by 2. So we know that there's no even numbers that are going to help us out here. So we can continue looking though, and we know that 1 times 27 is 27, but we also know that 3 times 9 is 27. So 1, 3, 9, and 27 are factors of 27, which makes 27 composite. So just because it's an odd number does not mean that it is a prime number. It can still be a composite number. Same with like 21. 21 has 3 times 7, so therefore it's also composite. Is 11 prime or composite? Well, since 11 is an odd number, we know it's not divisible by 2. It's also not divisible by 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10. And so then we get to 11, and the only thing it's divisible by is 11 and 1. So therefore, 11 is prime because it's not divisible by anything else. So both of these are odd numbers, but one is composite and one is prime. So you really kind of have to work through what those numbers are. Now, Lucero is thinking of a number, and the number is greater than 2, and it has 2 as a factor. So is this number prime or composite? Well, if it's greater than 2 and it's divisible by 2, that means that because it has 2 as a factor, that it has to be an even number. And any even number that's greater than 2 will always be composite, because it can always be divided by 2. And if it can always be divided by 2, it's composite. So just be aware that even numbers are always composite because they can be divided by 2. Odd numbers, you really have to kind of work out to see where you're at. So let's do some practice. So 8, what did we just say about even numbers that are greater than 2? That they can always be divided by 2, so therefore they're composite. So if they're composite, then they have to have some factors in there. So we know that you can do 1 times 8, and I like to go in order. So I like to do 1, and then I like to do 2 times 4. Then can it do 3? 3, 6, 9. No. Can I do 4? Oh, I just did 4. Can I do 5? 5, 10? Nope. Can I do 6? 6, 12? Nope. Can I do 7? 7, 14? Nope. So then I'm back to 8. So then I'm done. So my factors are 1, 2, 4, and 8. And always write your factors in order. Okay, let's look at 3. Is 3 prime or composite? Well, it's not even, so we know it can't be divisible by 2. So really, when we're counting, you have 1, 2, and 3. And if it can't be divided by 2, then we only have 1 and 3 left, because 3 is the highest it can go, just like 8 was the highest it can go. So if its factors are only 1 and 3, that makes it prime. Okay? Now, what factor does every number have in common? Well, look, 1, 1, 1, 1. It always has the number 1. 1 is neither prime nor composite. 1 is a special number. 1 is on its own. It's its own little number. It doesn't have a name, and you'll never kind of be asked for that, because it's 1 times 1, which is itself, but that's like a whole other situation. All right, so let's look at number 16. Says Tim says that 1, 4, 7, and 28 are all factors of 28. Is he correct? Explain. So we need to figure out all the factors of 28. So they're saying 1, 4, and 7. Well, again, if we do 1 times 28, and then we can do 2 would be the next step. It's even. So is anything times 2 going to give you 28? Yes. 2 times 14 gives you 28, and he doesn't have that in there. So he was not correct. He was missing this one. But let's keep going. Anything by 3? Well, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 25, 6, 7. So no, we didn't hit 28. So that doesn't work. Does 4 work? Yep, we said 4 times 7 works. And so those are going to be the 3 factors, but he was missing the 2. So make sure that even when they say it, you work through it to make sure that there are no other factors involved.